Good day. My name is Sanlam, an investment specialist at Sanlam Corporate Investments. I will be providing a performance update on the Sanlam Passive Lifestage strategy for the quarter ended 30 September 2023. The Sanlam Passive Lifestage strategy uses the Cetrix Enhanced Balance Tracker Fund as the underlying portfolio in the accumulation phase, also known as the capital growth phase. The portfolio employs a combination of low-cost index tracking strategies and tactical asset allocation relative to the strategic weights within a ±2% range. It tracks each asset class against its respective asset class benchmark index, either through physical or synthetic replication or a combination of two. The portfolio's objective is to offer a cost-effective, high long-term investment growth to investors who are in the early stages of saving for retirement. The Sanlam Passive Lifestyle strategy utilizes the Sanlam Capital Protection portfolio in the preservation phase of the strategy. The portfolio was selected given its objective to protect the invested capital by guaranteeing the net contributions invested. The portfolio invests in the Sanlam Stable Bonus portfolio. The third quarter of the year ended with most asset classes in the negative territory, with the persistent inflation and rising oil prices reflecting the prolonged high interest rates. China's slow economic activity continued to weigh down investor sentiment. Emerging markets outperformed developed markets, with the MSCI Emerging Market Index returning negative 2.9% and the MSCI World Index delivering negative 3.5%, both in US dollars. The South African equities followed global markets, with the JSE All Share Index returning negative 3.5% for the quarter. Both the local and global market losses reflected in the portfolio's overall performance for the quarter, with the portfolio returning negative 2.7%. It is important to remember that the portfolio aims to give good returns over the long term. The portfolio continues to perform well over the long term, with the portfolio outperforming the benchmark over the 1 to 5 year period. Looking at the asset class attribution, majority of the asset classes had a negative contribution to the portfolio's performance, with local cash and inflation-linked bonds being the only asset classes to positively contribute to the performance. The continued tightening of monetary policies and inflation pressures have contributed to the losses in the equities and bond markets, with the global property market hit the hardest by the prolonged high interest rates. The preservation phase of the Sanlam Passive Lifestyle strategy continues to deliver stable, dependable, positive returns for investors. Over the third quarter of 2023, the capital protection portfolio gave investors a return of 2.7%, outperforming inflation by 1.3%. Over the long term, the portfolio continues to live up to expectation, and that is to protect investors' capital by protecting them from adverse market movements. In closing, the Sanlam Passive Lifestyle strategy aims to provide high long-term investment growth to members. The strategy is suitable for members who require capital growth and capital protection so they can save and retire with confidence. Both the accumulation phase and preservation phase portfolios have continued to give members good returns despite the uncertainty and turbulent market we experienced over the past few years.